The goal scorer's art, so it's said, is a gift, a special knack of being in the right place at the right time. Certainly one of the many qualities possessed by the two players sitting alongside me, George Best and Rodney Marsh, in football terms, the perfect match. But for the next few minutes, we're going to concentrate on the top two goal scorers of the 1970s. Bob Latchford consistently figured among the leading scorers both for Birmingham City and Everton, including the 77-78 season when he was top scorer with 32, an amazing 30 of those being league goals. And if anything, Malcolm MacDonald was an even more prodigious goal-getter. He was top scorer in the First Division on 3 occasions during the 70s, doing it for both Newcastle United and Arsenal. Gentlemen, Latchford and MacDonald, out-and-out goal scorers. Would you call yourself goal scorers? Or you're ball players, aren't you, really?
I don't know. I think over my career, I think I scored 1 in 3. You know, a goal every 3 games, so I don't know whether that makes me a goal scorer or not. I got my fair quota.
I think if you categorise in players and as goal scorers, as ball players, I think that's one thing, but I looked upon myself as an entertainer. I used to love scoring goals, but I used to love beating players and nutmegging players and winning as well. Yeah. And it was like a complete package. It wasn't just scoring goals. But there are those players that have their bread and butter is scoring goals. They might not be great players or great skills, but they score the goals, and you know, we're going to look at a couple of those.
Well, there's difference between a great goal scorer and a scorer of great goals. That's the difference. You know?
Yeah, that's a very good point.
That's a great point. We're with you there, George.
I mean, I watch, and we're going to see some of it. You watch some players, he'll always knock in 20, 30 goals a season. But there are different types of goal scorers. I'd like to see, Greaves, he was, to me, I mean, the genius. See someone pick a ball up, like Marshy does, you know, beat 3, 4 players, and then, and you get more satisfaction out of doing something. We were talking before about, you know, it doesn't matter whether you knock them in from me. I did to me. I didn't want to pick up, you know, rebounds. I wanted to stick it through a couple of legs and curl it in from 300 yards. Or
and try things that other players wouldn't try. That's what when I played, I always looked upon myself, even before the game, I was hoping that something would arise during the game where I could try something that other people were afraid to try. You know?
Would you actually make it more difficult for yourself if it was going to be that much more flamboyant?
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, I remember a game I played in for City once against Birmingham when I had a particularly good game. I was having it off, as you say, you know, and I ended up being one-on-one with Roger Hind, who was the last defender, and I turned him inside out about 3 or 4 times. Eventually, he fell over, and I got into the box, and I was only about 8 yards out. And for some reason, I had a seizure and tried to chip the goalkeeper from 8 yards and hit the crossbar.
Yeah.
You know, and
you could have side-footed it.
Oh, I could have done anything, you know.
But did you shut crossbar before you hit it?
But the funny thing was, I went back to the halfway line, like walking back slowly, and the crowd applauded for about 2 minutes. I don't know why.
Who wants goals? Let's then have a look. What we're going to look at, we're going to look at a game between Everton against Coventry in November '77. I mean, obviously, we're looking at number 9 of Everton, Bob Latchford. I mean, what Latchford?
Well, there again, that's what I was saying. I mean, Latchford would always get you goals. You know, he would always knock in 20 a season. You know, he scored a lot of goals, but, you know, as I said, to me, I like to see something a little bit different.
In that era, you had people like Latchford, but you also had, for Arsenal, was Radford, Clark of Leeds. Every team had one goal scorer at least. Yeah.
All right, let's go to Goodison Park then, 1977. See how Latchford does as a goal scorer. They're playing against Coventry City.
So it's to be David Jones to take the free kick. The only outfield player on the Everton side who hasn't scored this season. Lyons was there, Coop didn't get it away, and somehow it's been scrambled clear for Thomas to put over the top. Thomas, again to try the touchline. This is the kind of play he loves, and Europe has hooked him down. 8 minutes into the game, and Terry Yorath severely admonished for that tackle. Thomas takes the free kick himself. Good one. Dobson's header. Buckley. Intercepted fairly easily by Powell. And going on for the shot is good. Nardiello with the corner. Good jump by McDonald. Well saved by Wood. Foul. Graydon. And Graydon's shot tipped over by Wood. Thomas coming to take it. And it's gone in. No, it hasn't. They're claiming it was over the line, but the referee points to the corner of the 6-yard area for a goal kick. Gordon Lee with arms folded. Cleared by Roberts. Lyons, Latchford free, and it's a goal. Pejic. Latchford there. Is that a penalty? I think the referee was unsighted. He was far side of the goal mouth from that trip. And that's a free kick. McDonald bringing down Thomas. But I think that Coventry may have had a let-off with the previous incident. Thomas takes the free kick and there's a goal! Latchford again! Yoran's header, Hutchison. Buckley. Well taken on his chest by Latchford. Thomas. And Thomas runs Oki again. Back inside for a good cross. Pearson went for the flick. Dobson is up. King sneaking round the back. But it's a goal kick. Jones with the free kick. Flick on by Lyons. Latchford has kept it in play. He has Thomas there, number 11. And Thomas has got it over. They're queuing up at the back post there. And it's gone in off the post. Who's going to claim that? I think Pearson. It's the second time this season that Everton have scored 4 goals at Goodison Park. In fact, it's the second time in their last 3 games here. Off McDonald's head, it's come to King! You won't find a happier bench than that anywhere in the country. Nardiello. Good play by Nardiello. That's that left foot. Thomas. Thomas, always a danger man. There goes another cross. Latchford, pulled back for Dobson, wasn't accurate enough, or it should surely have been at least a shot at goal, if not a goal itself. Hutchison. Good work by Jones. Rebound that gave it back to Hutchison. And the shot's good, and it's gone through the goalkeeper's hands and wide of the post, and not even out for a corner. Hutchison disappointed, as he's entitled to be. And here's Latchford, chance for his third. No, beaten down by Blythe at absolutely point-blank range. Pejic. Dobson. Thomas. Acres of space for him. 2 men to cross to. Latchford! What a glorious goal! magnificent performance by Everton. 3 goals for Bob Latchford. Triumph for Gordon Lee.
6-0, and Bob Latchford in the right place at the right time.
Do you know that in watching that, that's one of the saddest things I think about of English football today is before the break and before we looked at the videotape, we were talking about players. Every team in the 70s had a player or two that were great goal scorers. And today, there's still great goal scorers playing, but they're no longer in England. They go and leave the country, like Ian Rush is a brilliant, brilliant player, great goal scorer. Lineker, same thing. And we, for some reason, in today's English football, we don't hold on to them anymore, George. They seem to go to, you know...
Well, because the money isn't here. We don't play European football anymore at the moment. Is that why they have to go? But, I mean, you said that you like scorers of great goals, not great goal scorers. I mean, we're looking here at the 70s. We're going to look at McDonald in a minute. We've looked at Latchford there. Well, is that what Lineker is? Is that the kind of thing?
Yeah, well, Lineker's, it doesn't excite me that often when he scores. I mean, we were sitting here and we watched 6 goals, and there wasn't really one where we went, oof, you know. Latchford's third, he hit well, and the lad Keane scored a good goal. But you weren't on the edge of your seat, whereas, you know, the days we played, every time you watched the game, you know, it just seemed to be, when they were talking about goal scorers from that era, it was, oh, I mean, it was pure excitement.
Another thing as well is that if you watch Latchford play, and we just watched him play there, the majority of Latchford's goals were scored from headers. So they're never going to be brilliant individual goals, they're just going to be a one-touch finish. And if you look at the tape, the 3 goals that he scored were just one-touch finish. It wasn't a question of beating a couple of players and bending it in a far corner like Dalglish has done.
But you're telling me you don't find that exciting, and yet you're also telling me, Rodney, that that's what they want on the continent. They're buying our players who can do that.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's good, bad or indifferent. What I'm saying is that those players that score goals, and we're looking at goal scorers, are no longer in this country. There's very few goal scorers that we tend to be able to keep here. Mark Hughes is another example of players that have gone abroad, you know, and I find that very sad with today's game.
Yeah, I think that you're talking about 2 players who played hopefully different than a lot of people. I know we both thought about the way we played as theatre and excitement and entertainment. And people will always buy goal scorers. I mean, if you're guaranteeing, clubs don't care if a guy's going to knock in 20, 25, 30 goals for you. The clubs don't care how he scores them. I'm, from a personal point of view, I'm just saying that I like to see great, exciting goals. And I know I'm talking in a way as if I'm spoiled, because that obviously isn't going to happen. But I just don't think that there are enough great players around to give me that excitement.
The question about Rush. Rush says he doesn't get the service he wants now out there in Italy. I mean, Thomas there, perhaps not a great winger, but it's a good player. His service to Latchford, absolutely vital to what Latchford was doing.
Oh, magnificent.
Thomas, always a danger man. There goes another cross. Latchford. Thomas. Acres of space for him. 2 men to cross to. Latchford! What a glorious goal!
You know, to take George's point, I think what he's saying is maybe when we played in the 70s, a lot of the goals were great goals. There was lots of individual goals and brilliant. I mean, Bobby Charlton scoring from 30 yards out, he scored plenty of goals from like 30 yards where he beat a couple. And, you know, I don't think you see as many of that quality type goal that we tend to like in today's game. In actual fact, the majority of goals that are scored today are scored from just a one strike. The ball comes across, there's a header, a shot, but there's very, very, very few individual goals.
Well, let's see how another great striker scored his goals. We're going to look at a Sheffield United versus Arsenal game now, and we're going to look at Malcolm MacDonald. Similar to Latchford in your minds?
Yeah, maybe I suppose a little bit more exciting at times, because he would pick a ball up and go at you a little bit more, and he had that blistering speed.
He was very quick.
He was very, very fast, tremendous speed. So in a way, it was a little bit more exciting, I suppose, than what you would call a run-of-the-mill goal scorer.
Was he greedy, a greedy player?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is good. There's nothing wrong with that.
I wouldn't buy a drink either.
All right.
I wouldn't know, but I was never a greedy player, so I don't know. I can't judge.
Brady.